All right, so Joe Biden, Jill Biden are forging the house into their names. They're using Ashley Biden, who is, um, I think, the family member of Joe, and Jill, I think, is like their daughter. And then some connected members, it may be Melissa Cohen Biden. All right, now this is the thing. They're trying to say that Melissa is married to Aaron Stripling, Aaron William Stripling, who was me, High Priest Aaron type of Levi. This allows them to forge the tabernacle, the tabernacle of God, the seven churches at Asia and heaven into their name, and for them to be the high priest Aaron and obtain the inheritance of um, the church, all of the churches on earth, which is the way to heaven, in heaven with treasures. So they killed an entire generation of people, and they're now living in the house. Um, okay, so this is who they killed. They killed um, Ashley Lonnie, Crystal Lonnie, Ladarius Lonnie, Quincy Lonnie, Armani Jones, Darren Stripling, and a blood transfusion with disease on Aaron Stripling, but he's still alive. Now, they these people lived at the addresses of 1324 Mariposa Street in Rodale, California, 94572, and 148 Dempsey Way, Rodale, California, 94572. And the house that they killed for is the house of Helen Grace Stripling McLeod Smith, located at 9510 Arrowhead Falls Court, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89148. And so they're forging the house into their name by using Ashley Biden. And Ashley Biden and will be Ashley Lonnie. So that conversation it will allow, instead of Ashley Lonnie being in the house, it's going to be Ashley Biden. And then instead of Aaron Stripling being in the house, it's going to be Melissa Cohen Biden. So they're killing an entire generation and impersonating them to live in the house long enough to sell it. So they're not alone. They're not the only people that's doing it. But you can look at Robert Hunter Biden right now. He never been an artist until 2021. What happened in 2021? They sent a woman by the name of Melissa to arm rob Aaron Stripling, pull out a knife on him, pull out a military-style pole, punch Aaron Stripling a couple of times with the 19th Precinct Police on October 29, 2021. They took him to the police station and said, "I'm Joe Biden, sue me," at the U.S. Supreme Court, and they took $4 billion global currency exchange art gallery from Aaron. The next day, Joe Biden became Robert Hunter Biden became a artist selling that art gallery that they arm robbed Aaron William Stripling for, who is the high priest Aaron type of Levi. Now, they wanted to get that name, Melissa and Aaron, as if Melissa and Aaron was married. And in order to do that, they had a woman by the name Melissa Aaron mug Aaron while he was sleeping, and outside by the Ethan Allen. He had a receipt to every purchase in his bag, and everything in his bag was his, besides a blanket that he had got and from a homeless giver. The police gave everything in the bag with $4 billion of art gallery to the woman named Melissa, and took Aaron to jail for armed robbery. And so Biden can have enough time to take the tabernacle of God, seven churches of Asia, and heaven, that every receipt was in his other bag for while he was in custody. The tabernacle was created April 18th, 2021 to October 5th, 2021, and was in an extra space storage in Las Vegas, Nevada. They tried to take it by sending in alias cast of the TV show Jennifer Garner, And then they took it, tried to take it by sending in a woman disguising herself as Michelle Obama, so that Michelle Obama can plagiarize the books, selling them as if she was the author of them. Books like Thy Will Be Done, books like 1 in 3, books like The Book of Life. And she should be arrested for plagiarism because they went into a commercial burglary where this woman by the name of Michelle is going to act as though Aaron couldn't pay on his bill, so that it had to go into default, which will allow them to have the tabernacle, because Biden picked him up, beat him up, took him to the station and said, "Sue me, I'm Joe Biden." The next day, Joe Biden kills everybody. He kills Ashley Lonnie, Crystal Lonnie, Ladarius Lonnie, Quincy Lonnie, Darren Stripling, and tortures Chantel Renee Pervo Lonnie Stokes Jean Pierre at 1324 Mariposa Street, Rodale, California 94572, and 148 Dempsey Way, Rodale, California 94572. So that Ashley Biden could go into the house that Donald Trump killed for, and that Melissa Biden can go into the house that Donald Trump killed for, the house of Helen Grace Stripling, who was killed. And that's at 951 Arrowhead Falls Court, Las Vegas, Nevada 89148. And then Melissa Cohen Biden can give them the access to the church inheritance of Aaron William Stripling. So now Joe Biden can come up with the Tabernacle of Christ, or I don't know, Christ Tabernacle, or with Jill Biden. And Robert Hunter Biden can come up with, I don't know, some art gallery where inside of the art that he's painting, there's flowers, there's the garden, there's fruit trees, herb unit seeds, seed in itself. There may be creeping things, cattle. There may be beasts of the field. There may be fowls of the air in his art. So he's selling this as a way for people to buy his art right now. So he had to kill all of those people for it, and so those two people are forging the house in their name right now: Ashley Biden and Melissa Biden. So if Aaron Stripling and Melissa Biden is married, then that gives them the Bidens the right to the church to be high priest Aaron. So they're stealing the tabernacle, the seven churches of Asia, tabernacle of God, and heaven from Aaron Stripling, who's high priest Aaron type of Levi, by saying that Aaron Stripling is married to Melissa. And now they've taken the way to heaven, in heaven with treasures, by keeping Aaron tied up 2021 all the way to July 2023 with multi-civil litigation, while they're out there spending the money. Now, who else is forging the house in their name? Okay, Donald John Trump's daughter, Ivanka Marie Trump, is forging the house into her name by sending a Latin girl by the name of Maria Dokernates to be in a relationship with Darren. In a relationship with Darren, Aaron mailed in the receipts. He went down to the courts. I went down to the courts. I filed the U.S. Supreme Court case against Joe Biden. I gave him the ransom that Kamala D. Harris established with him, and then the next day they killed everybody in the house, saying nobody sues the president, and that's it. And saying that everybody was from Japan and we're from the United States of America in real life. So instead of the reality, they went on a ransom, so they can get the house. So when every receipt was mailed into the defendant Joe Biden at the White House from Laredo, Texas, with Meramos as the witness, the U.S. Clerk of the U.S. Post Office, then they shot Chantel Stokes in the eye with a real gun. So that was just so crazy. So anyways, so because Maria throw grenades is with Darren Stripling in many different rooms in many different areas with piracy cameras, this gives the right for Ivanka Marie Trump to own a house because of Darren Stripling's and Ivanka Maria Trump being together. All right, so um, um, Baron William Trump is forging the house in his name because he took on the name Baron with the name Aaron inside of it, and he took on the name William, which is Aaron's middle name, Aaron William Strickland, as Baron William Trump. They forced Aaron William Strickland to sit with Trump 1995 to 2023, and then they forced Aaron Strickland to be Baron Trump's collective body 2016 to 2020, where he published the book on Lulu.com, Trump Dance Hospital, and Trump Dance Hospital, Volume 1, I Am Step, and Donald Trump Redress of Grievances Ransomers, published by Baron William Trump, which is Aaron William Strickland, and the copyright owner is Aaron William Strickland. But he also published around that time several other books like Brainprint and Book of Records by John Edgar Hoover. But the copyright owner again is Aaron William Strickland. These are just names that Aaron William Strickland was given so that he can mail letters with the ransomer White John. So Christopher Wray is forging the house in his name by saying that we're stealing from the Federal Bureau of Investigations, which gives him a right to forge the house in his name. James Comey is forging the house in his name. George Pyro's forging the house in his name. Paula Bates forging the house in his name. David Johnson's forging the house in his name. They're all FBI. And then FBI James Comey's forging the house in his name, and FBI Robert Mueller's forging the house in his name, all by saying that Aaron Strickland is John Edgar Hoover, and Helen Grace Strickland McLeod Smith is Helen from John Edgar Hoover in Helen's days in Washington, D.C., which allows them to do an investigation and own the house after arresting Donald Trump. Now, who else is forging the house in their name is Special Counsel Al Smith and Jack Smith, and the Department of Justice U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. They're saying that Helen Grace Strickland McLeod Smith are classified documents that they've raided Donald John Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago and retrieved. And so a grand jury indictment has been on Donald Trump, where